Hi Taurus, welcome back to Peony Lore, where we help you to find the beauty in all things and all the different messages. So I was guided to come on today and talk a little bit about the new moon in Scorpio, the whole eclipse energy that we have coming on. These are big energies. They're not going to slow down. November is going to be even bigger. But the beauty way about what's happening here with what Scorpio is getting ready to do is bring any last little digits of what needs to be edited and changed out of your world to the surface, and so that you can change it. The eclipse energies that we have are just bonuses. They go up until 6 months worth of new moon wish energy. So we're going to get into 7 different oracles. We're going to pull a first card here, Taurus. That's kind of like the theme. And then we're going to go into what you've been dealing with up until this particular moment with our star astro cards. We're going to get into what the universe is recognizing you're transitioning as of right now. With the Black Moon Oracle cards, we're going to get into timing that's going to be important to you, and it's going to have 2 meanings, one from the past and then one from the upcoming turn of whatever this date time happens to be. We'll clarify a little bit with the 2 cards from, or more, from the Thoth Tarot deck. We're going to go back with the Crystal Moon Oracle to talk about any other signifiers, whether it's people or timing or other pieces that are in your chart. We're going to pull up an activator card, and then we're going to capitalize this off with the Lightworker Oracle deck, and that'll give you a small, tiny reading off of that for what the universe wants you to also take advantage of. So you have plenty of time to work your way through this as you get up to this new moon. Okay? All right. So, we're going to read this in reverse because they said to do so. So, Taurus, this is very interesting to me because this is kind of not in your natural house. And I don't care whether or not, oh, that deck's not meant to be read in reverse. I am being guided, and I'm going to read them the way that they tell me to read them. So, here's what this card says. It says earth pulsing. It's the pulse of the mother. It's asking you to slow down. It's asking you to take time in nature. But with it being in the reverse position, many of you are not really doing that. So we're going to talk about what that looks like, okay? If that's the goal of the universe, we're going to talk about why you haven't been doing it. So that's how we do it. Intuitive reading, you got to go with what the guidance is telling you, and you incorporate it with the different messages that you're getting with the visuals on the cards. Okay, so the star codes are going to talk about what that could have been dealing with up until this particular moment. Just as some backup to the backup. Gotcha. Here's why this card comes into play here. You, Taurus, were very specifically affected by the retrograde energy. Okay, a lot of the retrograde energy that we just came out of. The review process. And the review process, this energy boils down to the energy of 6 in the universe, which is moving forward. So this is what you're up against. So this is what was affecting you in the past, okay, was any of those retrograde energies. We had 6 of them at once, y'all. So obviously there were some things in here that were affecting you in your natural placement, right? Let's see what the universe has recognized for you as far as what you have already worked yourself through. We'll see how many cards pop out. Okay, so they do want me to take the 3, but they said this was the first one. Ooh, this is important. So you have 3 different energies, okay? And so this is what's up. Reverse. These are also all reverse. So the universe is acknowledging that you have a little bit of work to do, okay? So the first one that we have here is the energy of Chiron. Chiron is also noted as the wounded healer. So if you're a Taurus, I want you to go find your natal chart, and I want you to find where Chiron is, okay? Because Chiron has been playing around in retrograde, and I think it's going to do some swapping towards the end of the month also. Chiron is the wounded healer. And so Chiron asks us to find out where we have healing to do and to pay attention to where that healing is coming from. It has the energy of 8. The energy of 8 typically has a lot of energy when it comes to resources. But with it being in the reverse position, if we're not healing something, we're taking a lot of action on it. It can also indicate that you have gone through a lot of healing. Although I'm getting more so the energy that these are the things that you are... there's still a little bit of this in your energy. So I have to put it like that. Then the next one that we have is the energy of Uranus. And the energy of Uranus, go find that in your chart, my friends. The energy of Uranus has everything to do with awakening. It has everything to do with your thought process. It has a lot to do with Uranus and Taurus, which has got this whole little transition for the rest of the year. This is where you've been. It's asking people to wake up to the next level. So it looks as though there might be a little bit more to do, Taurus, when it comes to you expanding and allowing the rest of these retrogrades to shift out of your energy. And unfortunately, some of that won't take place until the end of October. And then one of the big ones that's getting ready to come in is the energy of Mars going into retrograde at the end of October. It's like the 30th, I believe it goes into. I'd have to go back to the listing I did for the last, yeah, it's the 30th of October. Mars going into retrograde is going to slow things down for many people, okay? It's motion. It's also assertive energy, aggressive energy. It doesn't necessarily have to be bad, but it is very much saying that you have gone through not being able to relax, and it looks like you're not necessarily going to get a break. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but let's go ahead and see what else the universe is wanting us to get your attention on. So let's go to the Crystal Moon Oracle and let's see what's specific about timing for Taurus here as we've gone through all these different types of things. Ooh. It could, well, no, they specifically said this one. They also want this one. Is there another one? Yes, they said there is one more. All right. Well, we had a lot of activity. Okay, well, they came out. That's what they wanted. Summer, June, July energy. We also have November and we also have January coming up. Okay, so this is what we've got going on. You are, what the universe is acknowledging is the fact that this summertime, June and July, is where a lot of stuff started to shift for you. The energy of June is still, so June may be very specific for some of you. Go take a look at what was going on in June. Did you go on vacation? Did you switch employers, employment? Did you take on separate projects? Whatever the case may be, it looks as though you started that in June. July, it looks like there would have been some shifting that's still in place. So Taurus, whatever was happening in July is still affecting what's going on up until this particular moment. What's getting ready to take place for you is by the time we get to the energy of, yeah, this makes a lot of sense to me, the end of this year, November, December, and January are going to be very, very big months for you. When we get through the positioning of Mars going into retrograde, that's basically at the end of October. When Mars stops its motion to push and be so aggressive with things, everything is going to turn for you. Okay? So the months of November, December, and January are going to be very important dates for you. And I do believe it's going to be this upcoming year. Okay? This upcoming year. Now they're asking me to talk about this whole period of July again. So July upcoming this next year is going to be another big milestone date. So remember, these eclipses are not just for one 60-day, 30-day, 60-day cycle. It's for like 6 months. And we have another one that's coming in November. So that's going to be an important cycle for you as well. Another eclipse for you, October, November, are very important for you to take your practices very, very seriously so that you can get as much out of it as you possibly can. And we're going to pull a couple of cards from the tarot just to see if we can't clarify those just a little bit more. Okay. This is for Taurus. Thank you. They want all three. Thank you. Got it. So the first card that we have here is the Two of Swords. So this is the energy of making a decision. Now it's titled Peace on this card, which I like. And this is very much indicating for me a decision that was made, like I said, either June or July. The issue with peace is that when you make a decision, the universe will support whatever decision you have to make, especially if you felt like you were between a rock and a hard place. You have to make a decision. You have to make one. You can't stay stagnant. You've got to move forward. So the decisions come from, between your head and your heart, being in alignment with like picking a decision and going with it. So there may have been some sticky situations that you had to deal with, but what the universe, get the Hierophant, that's you, Taurus, right here on in the reverse position, had some challenges with it, but what I want you to realize is that the universe is giving you something golden with this. The Sun card, even though it's in the reverse position, is not bad. It's just indicating how hard you're working right now. Okay? So you are not in hermit mode at all. Again, pretty much what I said. You're not in your natural stated element. You are not in your grounded earthen. You are cranking right now. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes that's what you got to do, right? So that's what the universe is validating for you here. I love the fact that you came into your own reading here. Let's go in and see what other energies or people or time frames or months are going to be important for you here. So this is just the rest of the zodiac separated out. Again, we're using the crystal moon. What else do we need to know for Taurus here? Okay, thank you. Well, there you go. Scorpio. Scorpio moon is going to be important. It's also very possible that you have Scorpio in your chart. It's also possible that you are there's some other sort of interesting thing that's going to happen between the 22nd when we transition into Scorpio season that leads you up into the 25th during this big Scorpio event. So either you have Scorpio in your chart, this is leading you to something that's going on when Scorpio switches, or you're dealing with another Scorpio that could be affecting some of the different things that are going on. Very nice. All right, let's go into our activator card here. This is for our Taurus. This is for the solar eclipse, the new moon in Scorpio on the 25th. They said take them, and I think all of these make sense. Now, we have 3 cards stationed, but I'm going to give you one, okay? Now, the 2 cards that showed up was, first of all, we have this energy of being isolated and alone, which the universe says you're not. And we're also howling at the moon here, my friend. So there's something specific in this one. Again, this solar portal, it's the amount of energy that you're putting out right now is the same as the sun card. So even though it's the best card, your solar plexus being activated, you have to be mindful of what you're physically doing as well. So a lot of physical activity for people, a lot of physical moving, a lot of moving of your energy. Your body is being taxed. So some of you guys might need to actually take advantage of what the universe is trying to tell you so that you can get to the slowdown period that you deserve, because you've been cranking, right? Well, what are we leading ourselves up to? We're leading ourselves up to money. Now, the word attachment can be taken in a couple of different ways. This is clearly what it is that the universe wants to give you, and this is what you should be working on asking for. But I want to explain to you some of the differences that we have here. This is the energy of 2, and this is the energy of creation energy. It's the energy of planning energy. It's the energy of what it is that you would like to see yourself accomplish. So what we have here is getting past any type of scarcity that you felt you may have had in the past. It also has everything to do with accumulating new wealth. And it also has some energy about defending the amount of work, energy, and time that you've been putting into it. So you can take that in one of 2 ways, but it's very clear that you've been cranking with all these different energies. And so this is what your goal is going to continue to be. There's nothing wrong with that. But the universe is giving you clear guidance that you need to make peace with those different decisions, make the strongest decisions and choices that you can make to help support you. Okay, so that when Mars goes into its retrograde, I do feel that at the end of the month you are going to get a bit of a break. Okay, let's see. Again, November, December, and January are going to be very big months for you. All right, let's see what we have here with the Lightworker Oracle deck for our Taurus. There it is. Ah, very nice. We have the energy of 4, stability, but it's called a paradigm shift. Okay, it's a change of the way that you are thinking. It's a change in the way that you are doing some things. It is coming to terms with where some shifts need to take place. And so I will hold both of these up, and I'm just going to read a tiny passage out of this just to kind of do some additional clarification here. I do want to remind you that at the beginning of the energy, you had the energy of 6, which is momentum forward. Okay, and the combination of these 2 cards here is also the energy of 6. So the beginning and the ending of some of the challenges that you might have had with where you were slowing down, where you were speeding up, all kind of leads up to this. Now give me a second to get my fingers together here, and I will put these up so that you can take a look at them. And we'll go into paradigm shift, okay? So paradigm shift, it says that you are undergoing radical growth in your belief systems. Now is the time to challenge any old attitudes and question previous expectations. You are in an extraordinary time. Great leaps forward can be made in a quick moment. The world you thought you knew can suddenly break open and a new world can become your reality. And if you're feeling that you don't really know yourself, your relationships, or your place in the world as you once did, as you're going through all of these transitions, if you're feeling that what you once held to be a certain standard now seems to be a little shaky, these are the signs that you are going through a paradigm shift, and this will bring you new perceptions that will free you to be in the world in a new way. You will find yourself shedding old limits, fears, and misconceptions. You are stepping beyond what you already know, and that's literally what the universe is saying. You're growing in a very beautiful way. So, Taurus, I don't even know what else to tell you. These were just quick, short guidance from the universe about what to lead yourself into with this upcoming new moon solar eclipse, the big opportunity to expand. And very clearly the universe is saying, we realize how hard it is that you have been working, but now we have an opportunity for you to shift it a little bit. I'm very concerned for you, Hermit, here with the amount of energy that you're putting forward. You're not in your natural state, but that's what the universe is giving you some choices and some options are. So whatever it is that happened in June and July of this particular time up until now that's got you racing, you do have the opportunity to realize it is going to slow down at the end of October when Mars goes into retrograde. You are going to be able to have a way of thinking about some things with the energy of Uranus. And you are going to be able to heal some things that you may not have been able to heal up until this particular moment. Your personal healing, your Chiron. Find those energies in your charts. If you need help, let me know. Otherwise, the retrogrades, they have their purpose. And it looks like their purpose is serving you at this particular moment. That's what I have. So if you are resonating with this and you want to take it a little bit deeper for yourself, take a look in the description box below. You can find how to book in with me at peonylore.com. And if you are also interested in any tools, crystals, things of that nature, all of my stuff is Reiki infused. And so perhaps you'll find something there. The rest of the materials through October are at 35% off. You don't need a code. Just go onto the site. You'll be able to find anything that you like. My stuff comes with shipping included, so hopefully that will help you, or do some stocking up and shopping for this upcoming holiday season if that's important to you as well. But that is what I have for you, Taurus. Many, many blessings, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye for now.